Playboy Carti and Young Thug and Dolla ign. Let's talk about it.
Saturday presents, in the red corner, the undisputed, undefeated weed whacker guy. Champion of hurling grass and pollen everywhere. And in the blue corner, the challenger, extra strength Saturday. Eye drops that work all day to prevent the release of histamines that cause itchy allergy eyes. And the winner by knockout is Saturday. Saturday, bring it on.
How y'all doing? Welcome to Let's Talk About It Music Reviews Season 11. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. We got a good show for you today, guys. We're just going to be dropping one episode today. I am going to be working on the album review of Playboy Carti's new album, I Am Music, or just Music. You know, I don't know. I think it's two titles. I don't fucking know. Anyways, guys, let's get into this review. I actually have a lot to talk about with this song because this is like... Guys, this is like deep in the album. I'm not even gonna lie. I mean, you are deep in the fucking album when you're listening to this song. And once you get to it, you know, you look at what you got left and you're like, oh shit, I still got like a whole fucking ass half of the album left. So you got a lot left to go for with this album. And this track is more of, I will say, this track is, you know, Young Thug. Young Thug coming back. As you know, Young Thug's been locked up, and then he got freed. And then Young Thug, you know, I don't know if he dropped any music. I heard he dropped, like, an old tape. It was, like, an older tape or whatever. He dropped, like, an old tape. And I was maybe going to review it, but it was, like, an older tape or whatever, and I didn't want to check it out. So it's been a little bit since you've heard Young Thug, and I don't know if Young Thug is, you know, even going to come back. I mean, I don't even know. But, I mean, that's fun having Young Thug on here doing his thing, so let's talk about this song. And we also got Dolla ign, which, you know, I used to be a big Dolla ign fan. Honestly, I was a big fan before he started working with Kanye West and putting out Vultures 1 and Vultures 2, which are just god-awful projects. I mean, what the fuck? I don't know what the fuck happened to Dolla ign. I don't know what happened to Kanye West. I don't know what's going on in this world anymore. But we got Playboy Carti, Young Thug, Dolla ign, we need all the vibes, and yes, as you're listening to this album, you are going to need all the vibes. So let's talk about this song. My first point, this beat. I'm not going to lie, this beat's a little bit disappointing. I mean, going from these beats that either were fucking batshit crazy, or beats that, you know, had a lot to them, you know, whether that was synths, whether that was, you know, bass going absolutely crazy, beat switches, vocal switch-ups, you know, these beats had a lot to them. As we get to this song, though, I will say this beat is very lacking. It's that simple trap beat. There's not much to it. You know, you got the piano, you got the trap beat, and, you know, that's kind of it. You know, there's no beat switch.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Forget the frustration of picking commerce platforms when you switch your business to Shopify, the global commerce platform that supercharges your selling wherever you sell. With Shopify, you'll harness the same intuitive features, trusted apps, and powerful analytics used by the world's leading brands. Sign up today for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/tech, all lowercase. That's shopify.com/tech.
Hey y'all, it's Caitlin and Kane Brown here with Wayfair. As a growing family, one of our favorite things is Game Night Wayfair Edition.
Let's do it. You got to name as many Wayfair furniture and decor categories as you can. Ready? Go.
Sofas, bar stools, beds, ottomans, outdoor seating, bookshelves, kitchen tables, garden sheds, mid-century modern lamps.
Time. Nice. You got 9 out of a lot. Not too bad. Keep practicing by visiting wayfair.com, where you can shop every style for every home.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Introducing Le Sel d'Issey, the new fragrance for men by Issey Miyake. A tribute to today's masculinity that gives men the desire to live intensely. A fragrance inspired by salt, an essential element of nature. An incisive freshness with a bold blend of woody and marine notes. Awaken your senses. Le Sel d'Issey by Issey Miyake. Available at Macy's.
Switch-ups, there's no nothing like that. The beat basically sounds the same throughout the whole entire song, which just is kind of a shame, you know, to have Young Thug on a track and then to, the track to be like this, the beat to be like something that I don't want to listen to, something that I would not want to put on because this beat's just kind of okay. There's just nothing to this beat. It sounds too much of the same throughout the whole entire song. And for this song being, like 3 minutes long, I mean, hey, I just wish this beat was a little bit shorter. A little bit shorter and also a little bit better. I mean, there's beats on this project that are only 1 minute songs. I mean, barely even peaking that 2 minute mark. And the beats have so much to them. The beats have a lot to them. So clearly, this is like just like a filler type song. And that's the problem. That's the problem when you drop 30 songs on an album. There is going to be some filler. So you definitely hear the filler on here, and you definitely hear it with this beat. But let's get into some positives, though. I will say, Ty Dolla Sign had a pretty good verse. The only thing I would say about his verse is that it feels like the background vocals are kind of offbeat. The background vocals are pretty offbeat, and they feel like the background vocals are kind of trying to catch up. And, you're probably wondering, what does catch up even mean? Well, catch up is what I always say when, rappers are trying to catch up to a beat. They're so off fucking beat. They're trying to rap as hard as they can, but it seems like it just feels like they're just catching up to this offbeat production. And also, I didn't know that, background vocals were offbeat. I didn't know background vocals needed to catch up. Because Ty Dolla Sign's verse overall, in my opinion, is pretty decent. I like the vocal style. I like the flow that he's sounding on this beat. And Ty Dolla Sign adds a nice switch up to the song. I mean, if you didn't get a beat switch up, if, Young Thug sounding a little bit too much the same on this whole entire song, you do get a little bit of that switch up from Ty Dolla Sign getting on there and delivering a pretty decent verse. But that's kind of all it is. It's a decent verse, and the ad-libs and the background vocals are trying to catch up. And, I would maybe excuse this if, maybe Playboy Carti came on here and, dropped a fire verse, and then Young Thug came back and dropped a fire verse, but that's going to bring up to my next point, which is Playboy Carti. And I'm pretty disappointed with this song. I'm not going to lie. Playboy Carti, sometimes he chooses a vocal style that doesn't work on a beat. And I think this is...
Today, the beverage aisle looks a lot different than it used to. America's beverage companies are working together. We're delivering the options everyone wants. In fact, nearly 60% of beverages Americans buy have zero sugar. You'll find more variety than ever, including more of your favorites, now available with zero sugar. You'll also find more sizes and clear calorie information on the front of every can, bottle, and pack. We know when it comes to finding balance, the more choices, the better.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
That instance. The vocal style on this song, in my opinion, does not work well. And also, Playboy Carti's vocals are really turned down. I mean, I understand. I was looking on Twitter, before I deleted it again because, that fucking place. But I was scrolling on Twitter and they were saying that, Spotify got a mixing update. And I was like, okay, we got a mixing update. So maybe if I, check out this song again before I do this review, maybe they fixed the mixing on the song. No, they fucking didn't. Because Playboy Carti sounds like his vocals are fucking turned down to -10, -5. I mean, holy fucking shit. I can barely even hear Playboy Carti on this beat. And how? How can I barely hear Playboy Carti? This is a basic ass beat. This is a basic fucking trap beat. How in the hell in a million years or 5 years of doing this damn show, how the fuck do you mess up the volume, the fucking volume on the verse? How? Who produced this? I mean, goddamn, who fucking produced this shit? Because whoever did, how do you mess that up? We need all the vibes. Well, we need all the fucking mixing. Holy shit. Playboy Carti's vocals are so turned down that I barely even hear his verse, and then his verse is barely even heard, and it's also short as hell. So the verse is short as hell, and the mixing is so fucking bad on the verse that I can barely even hear anything. I mean, what the hell are we doing? 2025 music? What the fuck? I mean, didn't this guy have like 5 years? 5 fucking years to put this album together? Like, I feel like you could have just left this track out. I mean, you could have literally put Young Thug on any of these other beats. I'm not even kidding. Young Thug on any of these other beats, in my opinion, would sound so good on this album. But we put him on one of the worst beats I've ever fucking heard. Like, I don't understand. And then, you know, Playboy Carti disappoints me with a verse, and the mixing also fucking disappoints me, because why is Young Thug, why is Young Thug's vocals are louder than Ty Dolla Sign, louder than Playboy Carti, louder than this fucking beat? How is that a problem? I don't understand how that shit's even a problem. I mean, I feel like this is a simple thing to do. I mean, turn the fucking volume levels down. I mean, it's not that hard. Holy shit. I mean, guys, this is what I always say about covering music. These people are rich. These people can afford good-ass producers. Like, what are we doing? I don't know. But, yeah, my next point, Young Thug. I mean, Young Thug was okay. It's nice to hear Young Thug again. It's nice to hear his vocals again. It's nice to hear Young Thug doing his thing. But I will say, Young Thug on here was pretty just lackluster, pretty generic. I mean, Young Thug's album that he put out when he was in prison, I mean, that shit had more energy, had more soul into it than whatever the fuck this verse is. This verse is just whatever. This verse is just whatever. This hook is just okay. And for some reason, the mixing on the hook is weird. And I don't understand how this song is mixed that bad. So, I definitely will say, when we talk about this song, Playboy Carti, Young Thug, Ty Dolla Sign, We Need All the Vibes, this is definitely one of the worst tracks off the album. I think, if there is a couple of duds on MUSIC or Music, this is one of the duds, for sure. And it's disappointing having Ty Dolla Sign, having Young Thug doing her thing on here. This just feels like this feels like just like a 2020, like, Young Thug leftover song. Like, I don't know. Overall, guys, I didn't like this song that much. I'm going to give it, like, a 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10, what'd you think about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I don't know. Let me know. Guys, thank you so much for listening. If you're on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at, make sure you follow. Turn on notifications. More Playboy Carti coverage coming soon. I'll see y'all later. You have a good one. Bye.